Chit chat with QT. 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 What's up, cuties? Happy Friday. Excuse my voice. I'm coming down with a little something. But I'm not going to waste any time. I do want to say first, thank you guys for joining me for this video. I appreciate each and every one of you. Shout out to the cutie crew in the building. I will see you guys tonight. We are having us some fun tonight. Cutie crew Friday night party. So I can't wait for that. For those of you that are here, please make sure to click the like on this live video, share it with your friends, and yeah, we're going to get started. Have you guys seen the video that was released of T.Hood putting them paws on Kelsie? And I said videos, not just one. Not that will make things okay. I want to talk to you guys about it. I've been wanting to come live this week and discuss this. This story has changed every day, okay? Every day. And look, YouTube wasn't playing with me last night. If you look here, this is my live video that I made last night, almost 30 minutes. And YouTube was like, yeah, no, we're not uploading all of that. You can't do all of that. Because what I had to say wasn't nice, but I'm going to say it in this live video anyway. But some of the images that I shared and all of that was just that graphic where YouTube wouldn't even allow that on their platforms. So I'm going to go through some things with you guys. His mom is still trying to defend him. That's her son. I expect that to a certain extent. His sister is still trying to defend him. And look, again, family, sometimes that's what they may do, attempt to do. But the irony of that for me is allegedly that's what Kai Frost was doing, defending his sister, just like they are trying to defend their brother and son. But look, for those of you that's been subscribed to me, you know, I don't play about no DV. Okay? Period. Point blank at all. So, some of the discussions that we're going to talk about, I will say trigger warning. I'm not going to show the videos because even though I edited the video last night where you could partially see, because, the overlay that I had on top of it was clear enough for you to be able to tell what was going on. But if you're on Instagram, I'm sure you've seen it. So, the discussion that I want to have with you guys is, does that change anything for you? Those of you, those of us that say, yeah, that's not self-defense. That's not self-defense. Does watching those videos change anything as far as your opinions about that? Once I'm done chatting about this, I'll drop the link. And, if you want to come up and give me your thoughts, you can definitely do that. Hey, sis. And shout out to the cutie mods in the building. But for me, look, I'm all about women, all about women. And I don't stand for DV at all. So once I get to what the sister had to say, they're trying to make a big deal about the dates of the video. Well, was that August 8th? Was that, for me, I want to know, does that matter? So we're going to talk about it. Now, was this really self-defense when it comes to Kai Frost? Was it self-defense? Allegedly, um, T.Hood was, child, YouTube got me just on pins and needles. Allegedly, T.Hood was struck 7 times in the back. That comes from his side of the family. There has not been any type of coroner reports or anything like that that's officially been released. So, for this whole past week, it's really been all speculation. You know what I'm saying? And I covered it. Okay? Covered it. This has taken over my hot topics for the week, and we'll get back to the regular hot topics. But I want to know from you guys, once I get to your comments, although we saw the videos of him striking Kelsie, and look, I was speechless. I saw 2 videos, and it appeared to me that both times she was just laying in her bed in her home, in her house. And he came in there, just to keep it real, like a madman. Like a madman. So we'll get into a little bit more on if allegedly 7 shots was overkill. But what I will say is this: T.Hood didn't have any fear of the Frost Man. Zip zero. Because I saw 2 different videos. I'm sure Kelsie told her family. She told his mom. We're going to get into that. And yeah, he didn't care. So if he didn't care about, in my opinion only, if he didn't care about Kirk Frost, the daddy, he didn't give a damn about Kai Frost. Kai Frost, soaking wet, probably what, 130, 40 pounds. Kirk Jr. is still a smaller stature guy, may weigh a little bit more than Kai, but that's 3 men in the family. And this guy put his paws on her multiple times on several occasions. And publicly, I believe it's only 2 that's been released, but I'm sure there's more. So I'm going to read to you guys, and we'll put this up on the screen. Shout out to Hollywood Unlocked. Read to you guys what Kelsie sent his mom. I will also read what the sister had to say. And the mom this morning is speaking out. And we'll talk about it. But again, thank you guys for joining me. Kibo, we'll discuss. We'll discuss. We shall discuss. You know, Mia, why is y'all discussing 7 shots? Is this a discussion, Mia? That's why we're discussing it. We are having a live discussion. Does that make sense? Shout out to you, Mia. You may be a new subscriber, child. But let me stop looking at these comments. I feel like he didn't have any fear at all of the Frost men. And I'll give my thoughts on the whole self-defense or nah in a second. But let's go ahead and go over Kelsie reaching out to his mom. Now, I will say this, just based off of the response of the mom, it was very dry. It was very dry. Nothing in detail, but I will say this. It is not like his mom could have really done anything. The guy was unhinged, and may he rest in peace. But in these videos, he was unhinged. This was natural to him. This wasn't the first time. There was an ex-girlfriend, I believe it was the baby's mama, that spoke out last night and said, well, he didn't do this to me. He was never. Consider yourself blessed. Just because he didn't do it to you, don't mean that he wasn't doing it to other women. Okay? And consider yourself blessed. That don't mean shit to me. I'm sorry. You know. We'll discuss as well in a minute. I want to know from you guys, does the dates matter when it comes to the DV videos that were released? His family is saying release the dates or show the timestamps. Does that matter? Oh, we shall see. All right, I gotta stop looking at the comments, but mods, if it's anything that needs to be zapped, time them out. Don't block anybody. But let's go ahead and get into this text message. And this is from Kelsie to Tevin's mom, T.Hood's mom. And let me change this banner to my copyright disclaimer. And then I am also going to just put this up real quick because the things that I'm sharing is covered under the Copyright Act of 1976. Shout out to 175 of you. Please hit the like button for me. Thanks for joining me. But she sent this text message and she said, and I had all of this in my damn video last night. Okay. Oh, I worked so bad. 30-minute video. YouTube wasn't having it. But shout out to Hollywood Unlocked. She said, your son putting his hands on me. Can you have someone send a Uber for his belongings? He's not going to be able to come back here anymore. And I would like to Uber the stuff to y'all while he's on the way. I'll say this. Oh, Sonya, I wish you could send me that. I'll say this. That first little part, let me know. He ain't had no place to stay. He was staying with mama because she said, I'm going to Uber his stuff to y'all. So I'm not sure if he was officially living with Kelsie or not. That's what was going around, that he lived there as well as, Kai. But yeah, she tried to reach out and say, look, I want to send this stuff there. The mother's response again was dry. Shout out to the mama child. I saw where mama posted a couple of my screenshots on her Facebook. Look, mama, I don't do DV. I don't do DV. I'm still praying for you. You know what I'm saying? And I have to keep it real, okay? But anyway, the only thing that his mom said was, okay, thanks. Not, wait a minute, what? My son putting his hands on you. And I'm not blaming the mom because this was a grown-ass man. But that was kind of dry to me. Kelsie ended up saying, no problem. Thanks again for everything. Kelsie then sent another message and said, hey, I'm not fond of anybody breaking my belongings or nothing. He's rude, pushing me, slamming my doors. trying to pop my car tires, ripping my cameras out of the wall. Nobody is helping me when it comes to him being domestic. We didn't see any other replies at this time from the mama. Yeah, Miss Boss Chick, I'm sure. And like I said, I just don't think that this is anything new. You know, may T.Hood rest in peace. But mama probably didn't heard this for quite some time. You know what I'm saying? Sandra is in the comments and said that she saw a text message allegedly from his baby mother. Now the baby mama been riding all week, so I need to make sure that that's true. But I'll read what you said. Sonia, excuse me, said I saw a text message from his baby mother saying she doesn't even let him into her house anymore. So look, some of us have lived life, okay? And we know the red flags, we know the signs. And first of all, we got eyes. We can see. That wasn't dude's first time. 2 different videos, and I can probably just assume there are several more. And I said this last week. We're going to continue, but I said this last week. Some of us call them boys. And if you've been subscribed for me, you know I call them boys. Is it a good thing? Especially when it ends like this and your loved ones can be facing jail time and all of that? No. Should we put folks in harm's way as far as possibly being arrested over some shit that we was involved in? Probably not. But I don't know about y'all big brothers. I don't know about your family members or just some of your close friends, people that you grew up with. A lot of these men step for the women in their lives. You know? So that's what I get to say about that. I have always told you guys when I was being raised and the men in my family, they don't play still to this day. And they didn't even want us arguing with other men. Don't even verbally argue. If it's something that you really feel like there's a concern, call us. You know what I mean? So I don't know. That's just how a lot of black folks was raised. But let's continue on these messages. A lot of you guys throughout the week have been dropping this. Well, remember what Rashida said about K. Michelle and all of that. We'll get to that as well. But yeah, my brother's keeper and my sister's keepers, that's a thing. That's been a thing. All right. I'm still holding off on what I'll say about self-defense or not. And it's just my opinion, you know. But let's go. And Lord, let me put something up real quick because I want to make sure that the reason why they wouldn't monetize my video last night is not in this clip. All right. So I did have these, but this is from Kelsie's friend. All right. Her friend Sierra. And let's just go ahead and go through what she had to say. So she released this. She said she don't care. Kelsie loved that man. And Kelsie, in my opinion, absolutely suffered from battered woman syndrome, period, point blank. Okay. But she said, I don't care about nobody falling out with me either about this shit. Honestly, this showed me a word of mouth without hearing the full story could have MF switching up on you in a heartbeat. I don't trust nobody. Y'all clearly see my friend not even hitting this man. Hitting this man back, excuse me, but y'all trying to paint her to be a monster. Get the F out of here. I don't care what nobody has to say. I went days watching y'all paint a narrative of my friend for clout. Nobody. Once again, what I showed was not to expose him. It was to let the world know how y'all trying to paint her is not what it is. My friend loved that man, and nobody have the answers of why they couldn't leave each other alone. But at the end of the day, the real know what's up. So can y'all just stop for real? I wouldn't have never said nothing, but y'all was dragging it. Was the friend wrong for releasing the tape, the videos? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Okay. And I get it. Good point, Miss Boss Chick. I'm a star a couple comments as soon as I'm done reading this. Look, I get it. This whole thing has been about defending someone from the start, you know. So allegedly, Kai Frost was defending his sister. T.Hood's family has been coming out trying to defend him. Kelsie, friend Sierra, is trying to defend her. This whole thing is about defending someone, you know, but unfortunately, somebody passed away. When it comes to this, let's go ahead and go to the next one. Shout out to you guys, 314. Now, you hit the like button if you don't mind. And before I play this portion, I'm going to stick this right on back up here. Let me move this other speaker closer. And let's take a look at Kelsey's friend's video. Shout out again to Hollywood Unlocked. All right, let me remove this. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look.
This video, I would like to send out my love and condolences to the people that have been affected. I don't condone violence of any kind. I'm not here to bash anybody. I'm not here to mess anybody image up. I'm just here to speak my truth, what I've experienced, and basically speak up because everybody's doing the most. It's a lot of clout chasing going on. It's a lot of narratives. A lot of rumors. I guess everybody's a detective. So, you know, and if y'all don't know what I'm talking about the K Frost and T.Hood situation. So the baby mom reached out to me since Kay is my best friend, and I just want to show y'all her messages, point by period. And I'm just gonna show y'all what the sister said and what the baby mom said. Hold on. So y'all remember the sister.
All right, so we went over this week, but just let's continue to listen.
Actually coming out saying that Kay supposedly set him up. Well, I got messed with the baby mom basically saying that she know personally that Kay didn't set him up because Mr. Kirk personally told her that he don't get involved because he know that his daughter's not going to leave him. And here,
all right. So I'll read this real quick because I don't think that she did. I can't remember right now, but this allegedly is a message from K-Hoods and Sonya. Maybe that's what you were talking about. T-Hood, child. Baby mama. But the thing is, I feel like me and Kate really did not have any ups and downs. The first time we ever met was at the barbecue recently. The only reason I know her family don't be involved is because she told me that Kevin and her brother got into it before. This is alleged. This is an alleged message from T-Hood's baby mama. Kirk told me the night of that he has washed his hands of the situation basically. But when she called him, he knew that it was something serious because she don't call about ish with Kevin since they know that she wasn't leaving. Now, why she say Kevin and his name was Tevin? It is effed up though. I'm not gonna lie. I couldn't imagine being her right now. So let's go ahead and continue. But unfortunately, this does happen. You know, when you reach out to family and you know, have them to come over and come to your defense, and then the next day they see you on Instagram booed up with the guy. Sometimes they say, "Look, I'm done." So I don't know if this is true. Everything is alleged, and these screenshots are alleged. But let's continue.
go right here.
All right, let's go to the next.
His baby mom also told me that, yeah, she knew and she was aware that Hood was on something new. He was.
I'm going to say this. Now, they saying that he was on something new, meaning allegedly drugs. And again, Mama T.Hood, if you listen, I'm not blaming you at all, but I couldn't even really post any videos of him that I found on social media because the majority talked about, like Future song, Percocet and all that mess. It was a lot of drug usage talk and a lot of his messaging as far as his music and things like that. So if he was on something new, maybe he was really unhinged. What I saw in those videos, absolutely not. No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
On something new. And the person that he would do it with is Sydney/Vanessa, and she has gotten on her for doing that with him because he don't act himself when he's on that particular drug. And
all right, I'm gonna pause again. Now, I'm not sure if this is the same Vanessa that the sister mentioned, but in my video last night, the sister said something like, I guess to Kelsie, you knew he was messing with Vanessa. I think I got that video. We'll probably watch it after. You knew he was messing with Vanessa because you were messing with her too. So I don't know if that was messing with as in romantically or messing with as in alleged drug use. Don't know. All right, let's continue.
I have to mention that I'm gonna show y'all that too. Here you go. Her basically saying that he was on something new and that she noticed changes with him and that she had to get on the girl Sydney/Vanessa because that's who she think that he did it.
All right, so I'm gonna read this because she's not talking about everything in detail. I mean, she's just skimming through it. But anyway, the alleged baby mama, I guess, said that's the only reason people are feeling away. Nobody has anything against Kay. When we were at the hospital and she voiced the dynamic of their relationship, I told her that she should get out of the situation. He also was on something new that I never knew of, but I noticed changes when he was coming around, and I wasn't going for that. I'm not letting you do any and everything in my house. So I feel like that's one of the main reasons why he really just stayed away. And that's another thing that I have gotten on Sydney about because I think she's the reason that he did start that. Okay, let's continue.
How he started it. So come on now, like she taught me all this. So y'all know Hood got shot Glenwood weekend from the same girl that he does this new drug with, and they allowed her to even be at the candlelight and funeral. But I'm gonna show y'all and
have they had the funeral? Oh, maybe she talking about somebody else. I don't know, child. Let's go.
Let y'all hear of what happened in April, Glenwood weekend, late April. She gonna tell you. I'm gonna show you. Hold on.
Okay, I'm gonna speak this once and one time only on behalf of my friend because y'all is really getting this story mixed up. Two different situations, same nigga. This situation, the first time he got shot, he was out there beating on that bitch Vanessa.
Ooh, child. Are we gonna continue? Or we are going to continue. Everything is alleged though. But do you guys remember? Go back and reference my videos from this week. Kelsie, when she did her tribute to T.Hood, she showed videos of her nursing him back to health in the hospital. And this is what I'm assuming this young lady is talking about. But she said that he got pow pow then because he was beating on Vanessa. A mess.
Right. Dogging her. The niggas that was out there on Glenwood, they on Glenwood said, nigga, you're not finna beat on this bitch out here.
Oh, child.
Do that somewhere else. That nigga tripped out. I'll die by.
Trigger warning, language warning, all of the above. But let's go ahead and continue.
This bitch, I don't give a fuck. Out there crashing out. So y'all know.
All right. Now, look, it's a couple slides. I know you guys are putting in your comments. Again, mods, if you can just keep an eye out, I will scan the comments after I'm done. But I will drop the link if you want to come up and give your thoughts as well. Let's go ahead and continue.
Oh, Hood got shot.
All right, let's go to the next one.
Where was the homies when this nigga was crashing out? I'm confused because the bitches was taking all the grunt for it. That nigga beat every bitch he came in contact with. We thinking the whole time Vanessa the main bitch, this nigga crashing out. She ain't even the main bitch.
Ooh, child. Ooh, child. Allegedly, this was what he did to everybody that he was with. Now, I don't know if it's just me, but all I hear folks saying is he beat women, not men. Isn't that how that typically happens? Isn't that how that typically happens? They don't have that same energy for men unless it's a smaller man. And I'm talking about Cat Frost, because allegedly T.Hood and Kai Frost got into it the night of his death. Let's continue.
This nigga getting shit shot up, so that's how my friend got shot. Trying to help. So she out there trying to help.
That's it.
Next thing you know, nigga, whatever the fuck he did, flinch, twitch, move wrong after the whole time he was out there tweaking with them niggas. They finally shot him. He didn't get shot.
Oh, child.
Shot off real. They spared that nigga like, what is wrong with you? What you got going on out here, bro? We not finna do that. You tripping by the bitch. Go ahead.
So, child, was it his own friends that pop out him? Trying to stop him? Everything is alleged. We going through this together, child. But did his friends say you tripping? Let's continue.
You got help. So what do you mean? Like I'm trying to figure out where the sympathy part came in. Like what the fuck was out here being told? Because everybody, oh, get better, get better. That nigga wouldn't have got shot had he not. What? Like this is shit that motherfuckers be talking about. That social media. Where was the homies when this nigga was crashing out? I'm confused because the bitches was taking all the grunt for it. That nigga beat every bitch he came in contact with. We thinking the whole time Vanessa the main.
All right, we gonna go to the next one. Hold on, child. What you say, Sonya? No, people on Glenwood at Glenwood Day. Okay, allegedly, were they his partners, as they say in Atlanta? Oh, child, peace, love, and light. Were they his partners? Because that's what it seems like. You know, they got upset. Like, dude, what are you doing? Allegedly. Let's continue.
Real life. That shit is not real life at the fuck all. So now, hospital next day, because my friend, I check out her location. She at Grady. She calling me from motherfucking Grady. Guess where the fuck this? Guess where he was? At Grady. Come on.
Oh, child.
So all in all, I feel like this shit happened late April. It's now August. All this time went by for motherfuckers to try to speak some sense into this nigga. And from what I know from people close, real close by, only the women was trying to get that man healed. Why is it always the women? Always. Homie still popping pills, going out, drinking lean. That nigga drowning, crying for help. Y'all still going out, kicking it, doing y'all thing. Till some shit happened. I was like, oh my God, like I would have never known you was a bald-faced motherfucking bitch-ass, po-ass lie. Yes.
Oh, child.
It's not real life. That shit is not real life at the fuck all. So now, hospital next day, because my friend, I check out her location. She at Grady. She calling me from motherfucking Grady. Guess where the fuck this?
All right, we're going to go to the next one. I am starring a lot of you all's comments, and I'll talk about them after we're done with this. Oh, Brittany Janae say mama probably coddled him. Brittany Janae, how many conversations have we had about these type of situations? We just had one a couple days ago, you know, in members only. But let's continue.
Guess where he was? You did know what was going to happen. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. So all that fake shit that y'all doing right now, I'm not living for it. Not living for it because I'm still dealing with my friend who can't walk right now.
Oh my God, is she paralyzed? Oh no. I'm gonna continue, but she said, and that's that on that. Y'all can pretend and try to threaten MFers through social media all y'all want to, but other people dealing with consequences of other folks' actions still till this day. Opinions are opinions, but facts will always be facts.
what y'all dealing with, but I know what I'm dealing with. I don't want to hear it. You did know what was gonna happen. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. So all that fake shit that y'all doing right now.
So I believe that this young lady is talking to the family. You know.
So y'all just
let's see. Is this another one?
seen the video of the girl explaining what happened with the Vanessa/City girl. Okay, he was shot. He was shot a couple times and was in the hospital for 2 weeks, y'all. Nobody really came to check up on him, but my home girl, and you know what I'm saying? None of these niggas for real. Only just a few, probably a handful. And I just don't understand why everybody not going hard and was riding for the niggas that shot him the first time. And y'all allowing this girl to be around. Like, y'all weird. It just seems like y'all black chasing because who my homegirl is. Because what was this energy when he got shot in April? I'm just trying to understand. And I'm gonna show y'all a picture of the girl that was at the candlelight that got him shot.
All right, now we're gonna see a picture of the girl. I'm being careful sharing this. Let's continue.
The girl with the cigarette is the girl Vanessa/City that got him shot.
All right, so right here, the friend is alleging that this is Vanessa that got him pow. All right, and this is the candlelight vigil. I'm assuming of somebody else that was unalived at that time, allegedly. Let's continue.
So it's very weird that she's able to be there. Okay, mind y'all, she was a side bitch. They got her ass whooped by him. Did you see that girl leave him alone? No, you clearly see her at the candlelight. So make it make sense. Why y'all trying to say why she didn't leave? Why that girl? So y'all just seen the video of the girl explaining.
So she said that, you know, you guys still see that Vanessa was with him. And but y'all saying why Kelsie didn't leave. She's saying why that girl didn't leave. And again, I'm just gonna say battered women syndrome when it comes to a lot of women that stay with, go back to men that put their hands on them. All right. But these screenshots are from the sister. And she says, show the date and time on these videos. Show outside in the dirt driveway where he got pow-powed 7 times. Does that make a difference for you guys? 7 times. Is it overkill? I don't know. I'm going to let you guys tell me. Y'all feed into them videos if you want to. It's a distraction to the fact someone passed at their home. Someone got unalived, overkill 5 times in the back. Show that date, August 8th, 7 p.m. Don't show me him in a coat when we in 98-degree weather. Dang, ish look ugly AF. I don't condone DV, nor did I know about any of that ish. But why you ain't called a popo for your friend if you were so concerned? Or did they just send you them videos? I would have been said something. Shit, right is right, wrong is wrong. Well, Jada, the sister, the thing is, she did say something to your mom. You know, so maybe your mom didn't share what she said, but we went over the text messages that were sent to his mom. And I'm not blaming the family or the mom. We do know a lot of moms coddle. A lot of moms, unfortunately, they can't handle these grown ass Negroes. You know what I'm saying? But we're not gonna act like they didn't know. Okay. Does the date matter? You guys put it in the chat. If those videos, and I wish I could show them, but go to Gossip of the City, Gossip in the City Instagram page, or any others. Hollywood Unlocked, Neighborhood Talk, they got them. I had them, but YouTube said nah. Well, let's continue. All right. So this is when Messiah, his other sister, she was sharing this to her Instagram stories yesterday. This was in my video last night too. But she put screenshots of Kelsie's, I believe, Twitters, when Kelsie was on Twitter. So these were tweets, if I'm not mistaken. So she's showing that Kelsie put, I want to unalive some ish for real. And she's saying that Kelsie planned this. I don't know if you can plan somebody coming in doing what we saw on that video while you were asleep. That Kelsie is very, very tiny, and he was slinging her around like a rag doll. The pictures of her face with all the bruises. You know what I mean? You're not planning that, sis. I'm sorry. Okay. But she went on to say, if there's cameras all over the house, show the camera footage of the day of the incident where he was leaving, because she wouldn't let his daughter come over. So she's still blaming Kelsie. Post the date and time this video took place. You stayed with him after this. I bet you can't pass a drug test right now. Again, to the state with, it is a PSA to women, and I'll go ahead and say it, leave the first time. Leave the first time. But a lot of us, a lot of women did not. And battered women syndrome is a thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say just because they stayed, they deserved everything that happened. I'm not going to say that. One of my favorite quotes that made me get out of a DV situation years ago, and I told the Cutie crew this. You guys remember the show A Different World? The cook, I can't think of his name, Mr. Somebody, but he was telling a story about his aunt was in a DV situation. Family was telling her to leave him, leave him, leave him. She kept saying, no, I love him. I love him. And he said one day he loved her to death. Okay. On one day, he loved her to death. That means he unalived her. So yeah, we're not blaming the women if they stay. We're going to blame the Negroes that was putting their hands on the women. There should not have been an after this. This shouldn't have happened. Okay, let's continue. This is more from his sister, Marcia. I honestly don't care about these old videos. He didn't go to jail on none of these days for this. You should care. You should care, especially if you had a daughter, a niece. You know, he had a daughter. That's your niece. You should care. And just because he didn't go to jail, that's possibly because Kelsie decided not to file any charges. But she said, turn on the sound, post the time and date. That green shirt is at Ebony House right now. That was not the day of the shooting. We as his family don't condone DV. That's why we told you to call anytime you call. You did all this just to have him unalive and go on your page and say you love him and how you would lay with him the same night. Pure ignorance. Pure ignorance. My opinion only, you know. And like I said a couple minutes ago, this is about everybody trying to defend everybody, but all of that is ignorant if you understand the cycle of ABUs and what women tend to do. And unfortunately, sometimes they do end up laying back with them the same night. Let's say that that did happen. Are we or you, sis, going to address the elephant in the room of him doing something and then she had not had to, but she laid with him the same night? Don't brush over what he did and just focus on her remaining with him. All right, couple more slides, guys. This was allegedly another woman, and this was in my video last night as well, that said he didn't do that to me. And like I said, consider yourself blessed. But where my arrow is, this is T.Hood, and he said this BI is trying to paint me as a monster. May he rest in peace. But all I saw in those videos was a monster. Okay. Same men that do those type of things will do allegedly what Kai did, trying to protect their daughter or sister. So yeah, she ain't paint you. You were. Okay. Anyway, the alleged ex, I'm assuming, said Tevin and I's relationship was fantastic. He was down to earth and upright, amazing. Him and Kay's relationship was horrible. They were using, allegedly drugs together, and she would antagonize him. And from that video, looks like it was from last year during the cold season. And only time I've known Tevin to allegedly put hands on her, she broke his necklace with his father's ashes in it. That gives no right, though. And you should have stopped there, because that don't give it a right. You know, was it wrong if she did that? Yes. But that give it no right, like you said. If he was harming her so often and lived with her brothers, why did nobody ever not call the popos? She didn't even call the popo when he passed. She called his sisters. Since it's cameras everywhere, release videos of that date, August 8th, 2024. And that's a typo. August 8th, 2025 is when this happened. She broke his father's necklace the day he passed. Our relationship was never physical. Why are y'all posting all these things now? If he was such a monster, y'all know what y'all did, and God don't like ugly. And I guess this is Vanessa. You knew about him messing with Vanessa because you were too. State the facts. Does that change anything? We got a couple more and then we're going to talk. We got a couple more and then we shall talk. Will the date change anything for you guys? Do you need a date of what happened? Do you need to see a video of what happened a week ago, last Friday? All right, couple more. This is more from his family, and I'll read it. Not sure which family member. So this, I'm just reading the caption. Sorry, guys, from Kelsie. She said, please be so for real. I know I can't beat the internet and rumors, but playing on my name when it comes to my man, I'm not something having that at all. I know this something to talk about for y'all, but this is life for me. No, I'm not okay. Maybe that was a part of her original statement because I don't think that she's come out since. But let's go ahead and go through these real quick. Shout out to you guys. 532 of you. Hit the like button for me, share the live, and click the link if you want to join the discussion soon. So no, I'm not going to sit here and let y'all create some sick narrative of me. I never want him hurt or call anyone to get him hurt, no matter what. We always got through anything together, and now I am alone in this. I will keep speaking my truth for my baby. He was leaving, and he shouldn't, and he should still be here. I love you, baby. Please come visit me and take me with you. I can't argue with all of you, and I don't want to. Y'all will hear, pick and choose what you want, but I didn't want this. Ask for it, call for it, set up, or ask for anything. I would never. Stop playing on my name. Real ones know he wouldn't approve. Now, allegedly, that's Kelsie, but I didn't see. So I'm definitely gonna say alleged. I didn't see her come back and post anything this week. I didn't see this. So I'm gonna say alleged. We know that some things can be doctored, but maybe it is. So that top one that I just read is Kelsie. Let's go to this one. If it's videos in the bedroom, it's videos of the outside. Show August 8th at 7 p.m. Show the video when Kai came. Don't show nothing old. DV is not and never will be okay. Don't show a clip, show it all. That's from the sister. This video is a distraction to the fact that Kai was never in custody or in questioning at all. DV is not cool. We are not condoning that. But however, since we have that, can we see the footage of that day? Where's the video of the reason we're all watching? The unaliving. If they all live together, why wasn't it a proper court arrangement for him to move out? If y'all knew that was going on with video footage, why not call the popo before August 8th at 7 p.m.? One shot, supposed to be a warning. Second, you hit your target. But 7, all right. Let me see what you guys are saying. I want to get through this so we can talk. All right. Okay, I'll go back through it. Let's read a couple more, and then we only got 2 more slides left. Let's see. I don't know. It goes both ways. They probably were fighting each other. Kelsie is all right. They trying to say that she's on hardcore drugs. Her folks paid to get this posted. That video don't change ish. He got on a sweatsuit. That's some old ish. So these are just screenshots that his sister found on social media. Saying that Kelsie and T.Hood, I guess, used to fight each other, you know? One person saying, let's talk about how he begged me not to walk her ass at Candyland that night because of what she did. Let's talk about it. Up here, connecting with other artists, she was mad at every BI, hate every BI who said hi to him. I'm over that. I used to have fun with the city. I don't have to everybody. So this from T.Hood. Let me start back over. At the top, connecting with other artists. She mad at every B, hate every B who say hi to me. I'm over that. I used to have fun with the city. I don't have to something everybody. Some people be cool AF, and I know not to take something. Whatever. So mad is asinine. DF, don't know what that means. Nate always been a good friend, really loved me, her whole family. So allegedly that is a text message from T.Hood, I'm assuming to his sister. All right, and then the last slide. We are here. Since video's coming out, let's see what happened that night of the pow. We want to see everything since we know it's cameras there. And with the sound. And by the way, I don't condone DV, but if you knew all of this, why you never spoke up? And since we got HD videos in the crib, again, show the videos from August 8th. Your thoughts. That was a lot. Everything, again, is alleged. But for me, that video was very, very disturbing. Very disturbing. I want to show you guys what his mom shared today. And folks on her over in her comment section saying, yeah, no. But anyway, the mother said, good morning. Say what you want, but mama know everything. The lies will be exposed. Stay tuned. Justice for T.Hood. So again, guys, people defending people, family members defending family members. Now, there's a lot of comments that I missed. And there's a lot of you guys that's watching. So I will not have time to go back and try to read everyone. I did star. Hey, Aunt Debbie. I did star a couple comments. And she did, Classy Casey. So for me, like the sister keeps saying, why you ain't call nobody? Why you ain't call nobody? Because unfortunately, she felt like that was love. Unfortunately, she felt like that was love. So she didn't call the popo, but she called y'all. There's other women allegedly that he put his hands on. And, again, prayers and condolences go up to the family. I'm not trying to blame them, but y'all want everybody to tell the truth. You guys tell the truth as well. You guys tell the truth as well. And if the truth is, yeah, we heard about some ish before. Because a lot of times we see these news articles and when the family is talking to the news and they say he was a good guy. He was a good guy. He was in school. He was this. He was that. And when you want truth, everybody got to tell the truth. Simone, hold on, sis, and mute up for me real quick. Let me read some comments and then we'll get into it. Anybody else want to join? Click the link. But let's see. Where's my starred comments? He probably got to his piece of steel before T.Hood got to his piece of steel. So you're talking about Kai. Since I'm done giving my commentary, I do need you guys to put it in the chat again, and I'll say in a minute because I want to read these and then we'll be able to scan. Kia said it's crazy that his mom was aware of all of this and approached the situation the way she did. I totally agree. The mom should have sought out the truth and justice, but I would have done it quietly. All right, good point. Sonia said, yes, this is what I was talking about. Okay, so you was talking about the messages from the friend. I feel for everyone involved. Sunshine Ray said, in saying that some family members don't play about men putting their hands on their women relatives. Facts. Facts. Uncles, cousins, and brothers and friends did not play that at all. Innocent instigator. How are you, innocent instigator? If he was slinging her around, probably did kind of the same way if they got into it that night, allegedly. Yeah, and that's what was said. That's what was said, that he and that Kai tried to defend, I guess, Kelsie, and he and T.Hood allegedly got into it. Now, there's a couple things though that still is not adding up completely for me. But I'm going to play this audio real quick. It's only 54 seconds. We have Simone backstage and we'll hear what she has to say as well. Simone, I'll say in advance, keep it cute. Keep it cute. Think about things that can be said on YouTube. Okay, sis? But we will have members only tonight behind the walls if it's anything else. All right, give me 1 second. Let me go ahead and play this audio and then we'll get started.
Well, I don't know. They had the wrong information. They tried to find him. They sent the little SWAT team with the little shit with the big gun. They came and he was paid his handcuffs. I told you that before. I don't condone that shit. I don't know whether or not. But I hear what y'all are saying. So like, you can't, like, I don't condone that shit.
All right. I'm going to pause right there because that was Kelsie when she called T.Hood's mom. And the only discrepancies that I really notice is in her audio, she said SWAT was there. They bust in the door and all of that. But when the authorities came out, they said the person that they were investigating remained on the scene and was cooperating. So no, that's not cooperating if they had to use the big arm on the SWAT truck. So did Kelsie make that up? I don't know. That's not what the popo said. But let's continue.
It's more to the story, so I don't.
Well, I don't understand how they would let him out if you told them that your brother shot Tevin. They wouldn't. They supposed to have him. Okay, so I don't know what's going on, but I'm gonna find out.
So, yeah, please do it. Like I'm asking the same question.
All right. All right. Those of you that are in the chat, I will be actively looking at your comments now. But Simone is here. Hey, Simone, how are you?
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Do you have two windows open?
I thought I muted you on the YouTube thing. Am I coming through twice?
You're fine now.
Okay. I just turned the fan off. That was probably
Okay.
Okay. I'm trying to get my thoughts together because I have a lot on this situation. I know it's a lot of information that we don't know and probably won't know because I think it's a lot of lying going on. It's a sad situation. I really feel for Kai. I really feel for that young man. And there's a lot we don't know. We're just kind of quote unquote guesstimating from the bits and pieces of audio and things that we've seen and post and whatnot. But I being that having family that's gone through very, very similar situations like this, and now seeing that it could have been DRUGS involved with her and the man who passed away. It's just it's unfortunate. That video last night confirmed a lot of things for me, but then her basically covering for him, trying to make it seem like it's something that it wasn't, that they quote unquote handled their things on their own, but yet possibly calling brothers or if the brother lived there or whatnot. It's a lot. But to me, I just hate, I just look at it. I had a son who is involved, was try to defend some people or a cousin of ours, and that person went right back to that individual, and the abuse continued. But my thing, just as a mother, I'm thinking, gosh, you bringing these people in here, and you're going to continue to do what you do and stay with that situation, but these things could possibly go like what's going on right now, and their lives are affected. You mess up their lives, but you stay steadily on this phone, either lying or telling the truth. I don't know, to the mother, throwing your brother under the bus, who was simply trying to defend you,
Okay,
because
pause. Okay, pause right there.
allegedly.
Pause, pause right there for me. I just want to ask you one quick question. So in other words, you feel like since she stayed, she deserved DV,
No, no,
or
absolutely not. No, 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 no,
uh,
no. No
okay,
one deserves that. No, no, no. But my thing
okay.
is, call the popo. Don't call the family. If that's your choice, that you're deciding to stay, and they know that this is happening. Because if you read one of those messages I read last night, they were saying that the young lady, not her friend, but the, oh gosh, there's so many players in this. The baby's mama, who was also talking, that they had had conversations, because she called him Mr. Kirk, and they were aware that she was in this DV situation. But I, the way it sounded to me, and as a parent being involved in stuff like that, I understand they're going to go right back. If they're going to go right back, I'm not coming to your rescue all the time, because you're making a choice to go right back in that situation
Hmm.
and putting myself, my freedom, my son's freedom in jeopardy, because you decided to stay with that fool. So
Hmm.
I get it on both sides. I don't want to see anyone get abused. I'm not agreeing with any of that. But call the popo. Don't call your family to defend you. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, in this situation, I get it slightly different. We don't know so much, because
Yeah,
they said
everything is alleged. Everything.
allegedly, yeah. So
Uh-huh.
it's just, to me, I just feel bad for Kai. I feel bad for Kai. This young lady, and from what I'm seeing, from what the vibe I'm getting, she was trying to protect her abuser, allegedly. I'm ABU, sir. I'm sorry.
Okay,
Um,
let me ask, because you're saying a lot, and I want to be able to go back and forth, with you in this discussion. Um, Most families are unfortunately aware. And even in our discussion right now, and I love me some you, a lot of the attention is on Kelsie and not T.Hood. You know what I mean? And I do think that battered women syndrome, this, Simone, it's a thing. And a lot of them look at ABUs as if that is love. A lot of them do go back. A lot of them do call their family. And like I said earlier, the next day they had barbecues together and out partying and drinking and all of that. But the first thing that I feel like that we should discuss is the DV itself, and the perpetrator, or the one that initiated that, for her to even be in that predicament of needing to call her family, or whether she stayed or not. Give me
mhm.
your thoughts on what he did, not only
Oh,
allegedly with her, but with multiple women.
oh no, he is who we see in that video.
Mhm.
With the rugs involved, would put a D in front of it. Oh yeah, he is who he is. He is a definitely a B user. Definitely, I'm not giving him no grace. I mean, it is what it is with that. But I think that has been going on for a very long time. They knew about that. And it ain't no but. Let me say that. It ain't no but. I
Mhm.
feel sorry. I don't want to see no woman hurt, even if it was Ruggs involved and other women that he was doing this to. They definitely needed to be protected. But when you're making a choice to continue to stay in that situation, that's still a choice. Even if it is de-rug fueled, it's still a choice that you're making. And then you're calling backup for family every time a situation happens. That grows old, and especially when and for me, I'm looking at it as, we already knew about the abuse. I before I saw that video last night, I felt that was going down. And from what we heard, I felt that was something that was very real. She was in a abuse, is I don't know, we got to say certain words. I know it sounds
ABU, yeah,
crazy.
ABUsive,
Yeah,
AB.
situation. I knew that from the go. You could just tell. I could just tell from what she was saying, and how she was talking to the mother, and whatnot. And unfortunately, a lot of young women They think that's cute. They think that's normal. They think that's the norm for a relationship. You got to go through a little something, something. Like she said, we would handle our stuff at home. We wouldn't. I would handle it. We would handle it with each other. To me,
Mm-hmm.
those are signs of he was putting his hands on her. So,
Okay.
and I don't know. I'm assuming they've been together for maybe a year or more. So I don't know. I mean, the accountability has to lie somewhere. I'm not giving him none, zero, zilch. But my thing is when you start bringing your family into it and
All
you're
right. Hold
climbing up
on.
on your family, that's where I put a
Yeah.
hard break on it.
Yeah, and look, I totally get that. But I've said this before, and we'll have a discussion in detail when it comes to members only. I too was raised to call them boys,
Hmm.
meaning call them brothers, call them daddies, call them uncles, call them call them period. If you are in a situation such as this. So I totally understand what you're saying as far as she went back and she should have left but I'm always going to keep the focus on he, because there would not have had to have been any actions when it comes to Kelsie had he kept his hands to himself, period. There would not have been any phone calls that needed to be made to Kirk and Kirk Jr. and Kai and all of that if he kept his hands to himself. Easier said than done. In a lot of cases, easier said than
But
done.
but
We
Chit,
know
then what do
about.
you think's gonna happen? What do you think's gonna happen? It's the same man. It's not different men. It's the same man she going back to. And in a lot of
But it's
situations, it's
not
the
just.
same man. So why am I calling my family to get them involved in some law stuff that they can land in prison for 20 years? I need to be calling the popo because I'm just making a choice
We
to
know
stay
that.
with the
Yeah,
same man.
hold on. We know that. We know that. And not only is it the same man for Kelsie, it's countless of men, period. We
Mhm.
know that. And I said that earlier in this live. Absolutely. The first thing that you should do is call the popo. Absolutely. The first thing you should do is leave. Absolutely. Unfortunately, though, Simone, and we've talked about this, some women have left, some women have relocated, and a lot of these Negroes will find you and unalive you still
Oh,
after you've done that.
yeah, 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 yeah. In
You know what
situations
I'm
like
saying?
that. Oh no, no, no. Now in situations
That
like that, I
that
agree.
situation.
Yeah, that you can't
Hold
really
on.
manage
That's
it.
that
Mhm.
situation is what I'm saying to you. Not in situations like that. That situation is this. And had they
They were
continued.
living together. What you mean? She hadn't left. He hadn't left yet. They were still
What
living
I'm saying is eventually it could have turned into that. Eventually. This whole discussion again starts from an act that happened by him.
together.
Anything after that for me, basically it is what it is. But I'm not just me, and I love you and respect your opinion. I'm not gonna put the blame on her. How come he didn't go get some help? How come his family didn't come in and try to do something? We're not gonna talk about D-Rug feud or not. We don't know, but I'm telling you, hey Relly, was Empress in here earlier? I think I saw Empress too. Shout out to Empress. Shout out to the content creators in the chat. I'm not gonna give any type of leeway when it comes to the excuses. I couldn't, again, share any of this guy's videos throughout this week because they all were drug fueled. They all were talking about the drugs and the lean and the fent and the this and the that. You know what I'm saying? But let me put this up. And I know I don't need to put this up for you, Simone,
Mhm,
but let me put this up on my screen. Hold on. Real quick.
mhm, mhm.
Uh Give me 1 second. And I'll say to anybody in the chat, we've had numerous conversations about this, numerous. But battered woman's syndrome is a psychological effect of living with intimate partner violence. Battered woman's syndrome is not a mental illness, but the result of what happens when you live day in and day out. So at our big age, and whatever you got over there, I need it muted, Simone.
Okay.
um at our big age, after living life, experiencing life, and gone through this or that. I always say this: I'm never going to be, just because of my maturity and my age, I'm never going to forget as far as things that happened in my younger years. Call it being naive, call it I was in love, call it whatever the case may be. I'm never going to be above knowing the mental space that a lot of these women find themselves in. You know what I mean? Look, Kelsie, beautiful girl, comes from a family that got money. And our first thought is, yeah, she should have left. She should have left. But we don't know the shit that girl was going through. If it was alleged drug use or whatever the tie was that bound them together, that was what it was. But as far as the actions of DV, he's to blame for that. Give me your thoughts on that, Simone. Anybody else want to come up? I'll drop the link.
Yeah, I mean, of course
Yes.
he's to blame for the DV. I mean, obviously. But what I'm saying is, and if it's happening multiple times,
Uh-huh.
and you're calling family each time, what do you think is going to happen? Eventually, it's going to happen. Something is going to occur, possibly like what has happened last week. It's going to escalate. So
I
you
agree.
continuing to stay in that situation, regardless if he's doing all of that to you, you've got to get out. And if you want to
Mhm.
stay there and still involve your family, then me personally, I'm not. If I'm making a choice, a decision to stay in this situation after multiple
Mhm.
times of getting my butt beat, that's my choice. And if something happens, I'm calling the popo, because I don't want to see my cousins go to prison over this no good Negro.
Yeah, I
I
get
rather
it.
call the popo and press charges on him so he can get locked up. You got video, you got evidence. So
Yeah.
I'm not seeing my family locked up over this no good Negro.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, after multiple times. Now, for one-off situations, those are different. But this was a relationship. They were living together, and from what we've seen, this video, 3 different videos, he was putting in paws. He was throwing her around that room like
Mhm.
like a rag doll. She's probably 120 pounds soaking wet. So he was having his way, and she continued. I mean, she has the resources,
Understood.
she had the backup, she had a father.
Yes.
But if you look at those text messages, her father knew, had probably interceded, but seeing that she is an adult woman, a grown woman, went back after incidents after incident. As a you can't keep your kids locked up. She went back as an adult. She made that decision. So
All
what
right.
I'm saying,
Let me jump in. I
mhm.
get it. And you are right. Yes, leave. Not sure if you were at the start of this video. Everybody, anybody, males included, if you are going through DV, leave. Yes, it's absolutely a dangerous thing when you do involve family. Leave. But Simone, and we'll talk more about it tonight, says if if he didn't do any of this, you and I wouldn't be having this discussion. You know what I'm saying? So I totally get what you're saying. I'm not saying that what you're saying is wrong at all. My focus today is on DV. My focus is more on those videos. Yes, it's a shame as far as the possibility of Kai Frost, and I want to get to that portion of our discussion. Probably going to jail if they don't come to the conclusion that this is self-defense. But this all stems from him, T.Hood, period. you know and he could have done some things just like Kelsie could have done some things as well. But I'm never, again, and I know you're not doing this, defending that man. That's not what I'm saying. But I just can't overlook the cause of everything. The cause is him. So with everything else, as far as these messages that you're mentioning and all of that, I read even in this live of people saying that he's done this to multiple women. Everybody calling their mamas, they daddies, they brothers, the popos, and all of that. We really have to focus on the act itself. And prayers again going up to his mom and family, as well as the Frost family. But that young man needed some help long time ago. And eventually he was gonna be stopped. it was unaddressed issues. And I didn't hear not one story of him fighting a man. So this wasn't just Kelsie. All right. Hold your thoughts. Let me read some comments.
Mhm.
Let's see what you guys are saying. My sister said women can leave and still be tracked down and unalive if that's the motive of their AB user. Leaving sometimes is more dangerous than staying, and that's why some women may stay. Yeah, look, in a perfect world, we out of there. Shit, we out of there when the first time that they raised their voice. I told you guys I called my brother when my ex raised his voice at me, and my brother called and checked that ass. In a perfect world, we would be able to look at that and say, oh shit, now that's a red flag. I need to go ahead and move right now today and all of that. I don't care if he lived with her. That's another thing. He lived with her. That wasn't their home. You know what I'm saying? And to conduct himself in that manner, no matter where he lived, that shit ain't cool. It ain't never been cool. But I do want any woman in the comment section, do a little research today if you got time, as far as battered woman syndrome and Stockholm syndrome and all of that. Do a little research. Andretta said exactly, Chit Chat. He needed to get some help. I'm 60 years old. I can't remember when can't remember when I was only 3 years old and my dad banging my mother. So you can remember hair in the floor, and she did nothing to deserve it. Yeah. Look, there is no because you did this, that's why he did that, or she put his hands on him as well. We ain't seen no video of that. And if she did, I can just say she most likely was defending herself. That girl was probably 100 pounds, real tiny girl. She wasn't no match for him. You know what I'm saying? At all. Kai wasn't a match. Hold on, Simone. We're gonna get to the next part of this. Miss Tina said, my brother don't play about me, and I won't ever put them in that situation. I was hit one time and had enough sense to leave, but I got my lick back. All right, good point. Child, I can't say this, child, what I was about to say online, but yeah, sometimes they step. Okay. Sometimes they step. And even with what Simone is saying, don't put your families in this predicament. Don't do this and don't do that. That is absolutely true. But a lot of times, I just showed you guys a video. I made a video the other day of the guy that unalived 2 people for them jumping their mothers, his mother, excuse me. A lot of times, this is what's instilled in you when you grow up. I just told you guys, my brothers, I'm just going by what I was told. Don't argue with no men, call us. If somebody put their hands on you, call us. If this happened with a man, call us. Maybe that's what Kelsie was told growing up, and any other woman, you know. Couple more. Caramel said T.Hood's mom was too unbothered when Kelsie texted her that her son was putting hands on her, but very loud when something happened to him. Yeah, and I went through that. She said, okay, thanks. No, mom. You know. But even with what Simone was saying, and not trying to give the mom any slack at all, but even with what Simone is saying, that Kelsie probably reached out a lot to her family. Kelsie and T.Hood probably reached out to his side of the family as well too. Mom could have been tied, Kirk could have been tied, and all of that. But how did we get here? We got here again because of T.Hood. She now again has to live with the fact that her brother will forever be impacted by this. I agree. If you know you're going back to him, as she stated, is selfish as fuck to involve your family, period. Good point, Tiffany. Yeah, I'm not saying that Simone is wrong at all. When the situation first happened, people were saying Kai, T.Hood, because they were messing around. Yeah, no, I'll vent in my mouth. Come on now. He put them paws on her in her sleep. That's scary. Yes. Let's see. And what you guys are saying, as far as what Simone is saying, it is very selfish, and it is a lesson. A lot of these things can be used as lessons. You guys always know when I'm discussing issues such as this, I always say, make sure to show your daughters and your nieces and your little sisters and all of that this, so we can put them on not game, but let them know things early in life. And this is one of them. Leave. All right, I'm gonna read a couple more comments. Shout out to you guys, and then we gonna be out of here. But first, I want to go to you, Simone, and I want you guys to put in the comment section. And I know you may have already, but I'm at the point where I can just really pay attention to the chat. Put in the comment section if before watching or seeing the videos of the DV, if you felt like Kai should go to jail. After watching the DV videos, do you think that Kai should not go to jail? Now, I will say this. I'm going to say if, and maybe Simone could answer this for me, because I'm still going to say pow in the back, the person could have possibly no longer been a threat. So again, this is alleged because I don't know. I haven't seen any official reports, but allegedly he was shot 7 times, 5 in the back. So Simone, I'm gonna take that to you. You guys put it in the chat. Do you think that this was self-defense? Do you think that Kai should still be charged? First question to you, Simone. 7 alleged shots, 5 to the back. Can you view that still as self-defense?
Yes, absolutely. I don't care if it's front, back, sideways. What we saw in those videos, I'm sure they've done some toxicology things on that man. That man could have been going berserk. Okay, he had already was recovering from being pow weeks prior. So yeah, I don't care about the if it being back shots or not. He could have been running to go get something he had to go get to do something to Kai and Kelsie. So yeah, that don't matter to me. I don't care about the back shots or
Okay.
back pop sorry.
Okay, no problem, no problem. Let's see. Couple more comments. Most abuse the women go back to their AB user. It is sad that she didn't have the strength to leave him before it got to this. Totally agree with you. Totally agree with you. You know what's also sad is there's a lot of prisons that's filled with women that could have possibly stayed, got tired, and took matters into their own hands. To take it a step further, there are a lot of people 6 feet under because of what the AB users. So, I get it. It's easier said than done in a lot of cases. And I could even think of, and I'll talk about this in members only, because we're talking about people with means. And a lot of people still think that just because you may have a little money, that mental effect that this ABUs have on you, that shouldn't happen. There are celebrities that have experienced extreme DV that stayed. I'm talking about A-list, So again, it's a mental effect. And my point again is that, keep your damn hands to yourself. We wouldn't be here. Kia M said, I get where you're coming from, Chit Chat, because even if Kelsie left, that young man would move on to the next victim. And look, if Kai didn't stop him, somebody else probably would have. It appears to me, looking at the videos that we went through, that even his partners had to put a couple rounds in him, allegedly, to stop him from putting his hands on another woman that they are saying stayed as well. So that says more about the mental piece of this than anything. We talking about 2 separate incidents, and I believe that there's countless of others, women, but we're talking about 2 separate people, 2 separate incidents. Both of them still kept messing with him. So early on in life, I think that it would be a good thing for moms to make sure, first of all, when you have daughters, to let them know. Let them know. Have them to talk to someone, even if they aren't experiencing it at that time. Some things to look out for. Caramel Rail said Stockholm syndrome is a real thing, and it is. And it is. You know what I'm saying? Tiffany said that does not mean to involve your brothers, cousin, uncles after involved after this is the norm, the outcome. Yeah, I agree. Many women stay, they want to leave until they are fed up. It's possible and very normal for DV victim to want to leave and stay at the same time. Most victims have stayed longer because they didn't want to include their loved ones. That's true. So yeah, I did hear that. Well, I didn't hear the part that you said. Well, I did because I talked about it in the video. In one of the slides, they said that Kirk knew because she had reached out to him before, and he, I guess, was just sick and tired of being sick and tired. I don't think any of this was premeditated at all. I don't know for sure. Allegedly, Kai lived in the home. He could have heard T.Hood in the room jumping his sister again, and again went in there and tried to defend her, or she could have called. You know what I mean? But for me, it ties back to keep your hands to yourself. Sometimes you may, again, rest in peace to him, but sometimes you may F around and find out, you know? What did he do to the son for it to be self-defense? If Kelsie pow-powed him, it would be self-defense. Chanel, good comment and question. Allegedly, he and Kai got into a physical altercation that day. Allegedly, it was after the first thing that I heard was Kelsie called her brothers to come. Then it came out that no, Kai lived there and was already there. So allegedly, he and Kai got into it. I don't know. I'm still leaning on. Yeah, I do think that he was defending himself and his sister, but I I don't know. I guess the authorities feel the same way because we don't have any charges a week later. 5 shots to the back is a lot. You know what I'm saying? But maybe, I don't know. Will we see pictures of Kai's bruises and from the alleged incident or whatever? I don't know. What I do know, we'll continue to talk about it. Simone, I'm coming back to you in a minute, sis. Hold on. She was probably hoping and praying that he would stop. That's Reed. Look, perfect comment. Perfect comment. And that's how a lot of women feel. That's how a lot of women feel. You know, so I'm not blaming her. Yes, she could have left. Yes, she could have not called her brother. Yes, yes, yes. But a lot of us want to pray them out of that or support them. And I know that wasn't you. Yeah, you was a little tipsy. All right, I get it. Yeah, we may have smoked this together, whatever. And that's why you did that. You start tricking yourself into believing other things and stay. Overcomer said my nephew was unalive because he didn't leave soon enough, unalive in his sleep because his wife found out he was planning to leave on her. That's crazy. Sorry to hear that. Did I read this? Don't involve your family if you're going to. Ultimately, it's selfish. Yes, I read that. Let's see, a couple more. I believe that if law is would have been called, his family still would be complaining. Okay, so you believe if she did call the popos that his family, look, I said that, my lady, all this week, this has been defending family. Either the Frost family defending Kelsie or either T.Hood's family defending him. You know? So, Classy KC say, talk your ish, chit chat. The home is what Kirk and Rashida purchased for them. Yeah, I believe so as well. So he's not coming here, but most women just stay. Nepenthy, you say, I have pal, so he's not coming here, but most women just stay. I don't get it. Innocent Instigator said, I just want to know, how is her brother? I know that this has to be difficult on him. Yeah, and look, throughout this week with the tidbits that's been released, I've been on the side of his family deserves justice. 5 shots to the back and this or that. And look, I will say that I am at, and I'm not on anybody's side. Let's make that clear. I even said that with Kirk and Rashida. I do think that they have pull. I do think that they have connections, but these videos just changed a whole lot for me. Go ahead, Simone, and then after you, I'm gonna read some comments and be out of here. Go ahead, give me your final thoughts.
Well, from what we were hearing prior to those videos, I assumed that she was an abused woman. I just assumed that from just some of the language that she was using when she was talking to the mom and things that were coming out. So it's unfortunate. Again, like I said, I really, really, really feel for Kai. I feel sorry because this is something, he has a body on him. This is something that's regardless of what the reason was, that's heavy, that's really heavy for him. And I don't think I don't know, we don't want to say too much because we don't know everything, but
Yeah,
that's a
members only.
but with Kelsie, I still stand on, we have to have some sort of accountability, especially in situations when it's the same person multiple times. And for me personally, I'm just not going to keep dragging my family into it, and potentially risking their freedom, my freedom, over a no good loser,
Mm-hmm.
an AB user. That's just me, because that takes time off of we don't know which way this could go. He could possibly be charged, money for court, going possibly to prison. That's a lot. When I don't know. I don't know. Again, like I said, I don't agree with
I
any of
get
that
it.
abuse. But if it's a one-time situation, I get it. Call the cavalry. But if you're gonna keep going back to that, you know, what you think gonna happen?
I get it. Look, you made some excellent points, and we will discuss a little bit more of this evening if you will be there in our Friday night members only live. And I totally understand what you're saying, and yeah, that is the stronger message that should be out here, not only for Kelsie, but for any one of us, any woman, period, young girl, whatever the case may be. At the first sight of ABU's leave, and like I said to you, Simone, sometimes it don't take a phone call to your, I'm gonna give you guys a quick little story time. And I don't know if I shared this with the cutie crew. Well, child, this is members only, but I'll go ahead and say it. Shit. um I had just broken up with an ex, and I didn't know that he was looking, coming around driving at night. Not just broken up, it had been about a month or so, but he was driving around my condo and at night, and he saw this vehicle that was parked there. And well, it was vehicles, it was a cul-de-sac, so it's about 4 vehicles parked in the cul-de-sac at the time. Anyway, and I told the cutie crew this, he took down the license plates of each car, then hired a private investigator. And when I went over to this guy that I started seeing, went over to his house, my ex started blowing my phone up, blowing it up. And look, I was one of them that, oh my God, young girl, he loved me or whatever the case may be. But anyway, I ended up calling my niece. I said, look, so and so is calling. I'm gonna click you in on the call, and just I want you to talk in the background. I'm gonna act like I'm with you. I'm at the other guy house though. And anyway, where you at? Where you at? And I was like, I'm with my niece. I'm with my niece. No, you're not. No, you're not. So anyway, I ended up getting off the call. I tell the guy, look, I gotta go. I'll be damned. As I backed out the guy's driveway from his house, my ex was sitting on the block. Okay. So I take off, he take off behind me, and I'm driving, trying to get to my niece's house. And look, he had a very, very, very expensive car, over $100,000. Didn't even care about it. Once we got to that light, he jumped out that car. That car was still moving, came by me. He's shaking my window. The window was partially down. Get out, get out, get out. I'm still on the phone with my niece. I wouldn't get out. Finally, I opened the door. I had to slide over to the passenger seat. He gets in my driver's seat, drives maybe a half a block down, Mind you, his car still running. Okay. We was in the suburbs though. So yeah, in the shot, that would have been gone. But anyway, with my niece hearing about this, and I'll go back. I'll go back. So he drive my car. We pulled into this parking lot of a restaurant. Then he walks down, get in his car, drive his car to the parking lot. And then we got in his car, left my car there, whatever. All the time, I'm still on the phone with my niece. She hear everything that's going on, everything. By the time I ended up getting back to my car and driving back to my home, the street that I had to drive down, I see my two nephews. I'm in the suburbs. They was in the city. I see and they saying, pull over now. And they like, look at your, because he did put his hands on me. Look at your face. Oh, hell no. And they left and, some shit happened. So look, there are some cases where you ain't even call your family to involve them and they still gonna step. You know what I'm saying? So, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, but it does happen. Families
Right.
are going to protect families, whether it's the first time or the 50th. The bigger point is, again, the person that's doing the action of the ABUs. Yeah, no, keep your hands to yourself. Period. But we'll talk more. You got anything else, Simone? I'm gonna read some comments.
No, that's it. I'll see you guys this evening.
All right, sis. Thank you
All
so
right.
much for
Mhm.
joining me up here. I appreciate you. See
You're
you tonight.
welcome.
Grab your drink, child. We having some fun. But I'll see you tonight. What time do I got it scheduled for? I believe 8 p.m. Central. All right, let me see what you guys are saying. This is a tough topic. And yeah, guys, look, ooh, child. Ooh, child. And look, I'm gonna tell you guys, and not only that, I'll go into a little bit more when it comes to that story I just told you. Not only did my two nephews, and younger than me naturally, and I was the damn near the minor in that situation. They wasn't playing. Pull over now. Get out the car. Let me see. They talking to me. Let me see your face. Oh, hell no. And went there. But when I talked on the phone to my ex, maybe a week later, he said, your family don't play about you. First of all, your nephews came to my house. And yeah, that could have ended horribly on both sides, them and him. As far as what he could have done, as far as what they went to do. Secondly, he said, your daddy don't play. Your father called me. Your brother in California called me. Sometimes your family just step. That is a true story. Nothing is made up. I didn't call them. I just so happened to be on the phone with my niece and she heard them in the background. So I get it. Let's see. There was a comment that I wanted to read. Kibo said Kelsie needs to remain silent and take advice from her attorney. Don't reach out to the mama sister. I just don't get that. Getting hit is so disrespectful. I've been here, but I always left. Okay. Where's that comment? Tiff said, I remember my cousin was going through DV and kept going back for 2 years. My grandmama sat her down and said, let's start planning how you would like your funeral. What colors you want to wear. Look, harsh truth that your grandmama told. Look, that's the reality. That's the reality. And even with the example that I mentioned earlier from A Different World of the cook child, Mr. Somebody said that his uncle ended up loving his aunt to death. The aunt said, I went back because he loved me. I went back because he loved me. I'm with him because he loved me. One day he loved her to death. So yeah, your grandmama told her some straight with no chaser type of truth. Sis said, I'm sure that shook her up, Tiff, but it's good your granny pointed it out to her that way. Sometimes you have to sit them down and show them. I totally agree. All right, couple more. We've been here an hour and 40 minutes. Shout out again to almost 600 of you that joined me this early morning. Hey, Deshonda, you said I definitely will step for Junior and my family. Now, if I intervene once and you keep going back, you're on your own. Good point. Miss Boschik said, facts, chit chat. Some family don't play. They will ride any time of the day. Uh-huh. Same. My brothers pulled up. Look, it happens. It happens. One of the videos again from this week. Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am. Am I my sister's keeper? Yes, I am. And rest in peace to T.Hood. I say that last part. I was about to say for members only. All right, let's see. Grandma was telling the truth. My dad would have most definitely caught a case over me. Yeah, hey, Scorpius. The women in our family, they gonna go handle themselves, because when the brothers get involved, someone definitely going to the ER. Yeah. But look, sometimes you can't handle it. Sometimes you can't handle it. Even looking at just their bodies. First of all, a woman can't handle a man, period. I don't care if you bigger than him. All right? You can't handle him. But if we look at Kelsie was tiny. Kelsie is a tiny girl. Tiny girl. Absolute no match for T.Hood. So what I wish would have happened is he would have gotten help for AB using women, D rugs, if that's the case, anything mentally that he was going on. And I wish that his family, and his mom and everybody else would have helped him. And then even with Kelsie, I wish that she would have gotten the necessary help that was needed as well, as far as dealing with AB use. I do. Be careful with your wordings, but Elite Leo, I see exactly what you're saying. You said people weren't powing at him for no reason. He was obviously terrorizing people. Shay P said, I had 5 uncles and 3 brothers, and they had my house surrounded when my ex jumped me. Woo chow. So like I said, if it's true that Kai was already there in the home and he heard what was going on, she didn't have to call nobody. He was in the home and he went in to try to defend his sister. And that turned allegedly into a squabble. And I don't think under any circumstances that Kai Frost could handle T.Hood, whether he was on D Rugs or not. That was a big guy. Kia, thank you so much, Kia. I appreciate you. Thank you for the super chat. You said great combo chit chat. The elegant elephant. Hey, sis, you said chit chat. I'm a DV and SA survivor. Prayers going up, sis. I love me some you. I wish I had older brothers to protect me. This is why, with my big professional career, I have pulled up for my daughters. Yeah. That's the reality. And yeah, sure, in a perfect world, when emotions are not tied and you think it's love and whatever the case may be, you absolutely should leave the first time. But if you don't, that still don't mean that you deserve any of that. Love you, the elegant elephant. Thank you so much, sis. Shout out to Kia and the elegant elephant. Let me properly thank you guys. Money, all right. Why is this thing saying 1 hour and 43 minutes? What time did I start? Oh, I started at 8:30 my time. Thank you, ladies, for the super chat. All right, couple more comments and we out of here. But to the cutie crew, we can go into detail tonight. We'll be behind the walls. We'll be discussing this. We're having us a Friday night party. Grab your drinks, snacks, put your PJs on, do whatever. I'll see you guys tonight at 8 p.m. Central. And we will also be watching Heart and Hustle tomorrow on Patreon. Episode 3. Very cutesy, very demure. We'll be watching that tomorrow on Patreon at 8 p.m. Central. All right, couple more comments. I knew if I called what it came with. Yeah, look. Cutie crew know this as well, Shay P. I was in a club back in the day, and this guy just palmed my arse. When I tell you, with both hands, took took a grip. And yeah, a phone call was made. I felt disrespected, and it was disrespectful. And called my ex, and yeah, look, it's people that's gonna step. So I am again. I just say to the mom, if you knew that, T.Hood's mom, if you knew that a lot of this stuff was going on and all of that. And look, I get that she is still asking for justice for her son. That was her son. He's no longer here. She wants to know if this was self-defense or not. She wants to have them to make it make sense when it comes to the alleged pals in the back. And she got that right. But also, we also want the truth of, yeah, you know what? My son did have a problem with putting his hands on women. Yeah, you know what? Kelsie did reach out to me before. And although I feel like that's a separate incident, I can't lie and just try to act like he wasn't into all of this. You know what I'm saying? Everybody needs to be accountable. Everybody. Um, Thank you, Overcomer. You say, thanks for the conversation, Chit Chat. Please keep encouraging our sisters to love themselves and leave if they are in this situation. Absolutely, sis. Absolutely. And I'm going to say for any of you that may be listening now, if you are going through any DV, leave. Yes. Look, you would rather leave than end up being unalived your damn self. So even if you think it's love, even if you think, oh my God, he just had a tough day at work and that's why he did it. Oh my God, he was drunk. That's why he did it. Oh my God, he was smoking. Oh no, that's why he did it. No, leave. Let we can't play Captain Save Us. Let these people get the help that they need and leave. You know what I mean? But the domestic violence hotline is on the screen. If you or anybody that you know is going through this, please share that hotline with them, so they can talk to somebody if you can't make a difference. But thank you for that, Overcomer. All right. Let's see. She wants someone to blame, but doesn't want to acknowledge her son was who he was. Good point. I didn't call my people when I had to, your ex, my neighbors called. See? Sometimes, look, I ain't called nobody in that situation. And when I was driving up back to my house, child, they were posted up. And they wasn't even posted up at my house. When I had the street that I turned into to get to my my home, my condo at the time, there was a gas station on the corner. And they were parked right there, waiting for my car to pull up. And that's when they said, pull over. I'm talking about my nephew. Shout out to my nephews, child. I can't say their names, but shout out to my nephews. And I didn't call. Was I crazy for not calling? Absolutely. But unfortunately, you live and you learn. All right, April said, listen, I was in a DV situation. My daddy pulled, April. Look, that's what I'm talking about. It happens. But what Simone and a couple of you guys said, the downside to that is absolutely correct. Sometimes we have family members that are now in legal trouble, possible jail time, and all of that because of the person that we felt like we loved and loved us, But I'm still blaming the Negro that put the pause. That's just me. That is just me. All right, guys, I'm going to read a couple more and then we're going to be out of this. Oh, no. Only 297 likes. It is 428 currently watching. You guys, please hit the like button for me. It is free. Let's see. But I thank you guys. I do. Even if you're in the bushes being spectator. She had a son. What if her child was there hearing and seeing his mom experiencing that? That's always, you should always be able to put yourself in the shoes of the other person. Why didn't his family fight this hard to get him help? They want to fight for him now that it's too late. All right, elite Leo. That's a good point, sis. Good point. Okay, I'm still scrolling up. Let's see. Grandma was telling the truth. My family is the same exact way. Fact, no fear, not of the daddy or the brother. Sadly, they all know. Trust your heart, but use your wisdom. Look, you're talking about what I said earlier about T.Hood. I did 2 different videos last night, meaning separate occasions. And he didn't care about that girl family. He did not care about them coming trying to defend her. Because most time they going to learn the first time that it happened to the woman, and they know, oh, yeah, that family don't play about her. You know what I mean? So even if Kirk, and this is alleged, we don't know. But even if he said, look, I'm tired of going over there, and she ended up back with him or whatever, T.Hood didn't have any fear at all. If T.Hood did the things that we heard from the friends, not only Kelsey's friend, but a friend of the chick Vanessa, if he was putting his hands on a girl out in public where the guys on the scene had to step in and allegedly pow him to stop him, look, to his sister, to his mama, or to anybody, y'all saying that's not a monster. That's a monster. That's a monster. And may he rest in peace. But that is a monster. Somebody had to allegedly pow you to get you to stop. That's crazy. You know? A couple more. Where am I in my comments? Nanny of the Maroons. Hey, Nanny. Nanny said DV situations are very dangerous for everyone involved. Things can go left and real quick. Yeah, can go and did in this case. Now, I will say this again. You guys know everything I'm saying is alleged. I don't know shit. I'm not in Atlanta. I wasn't there. I don't know if DV happened the day of, but that's what was going around. August 8th, that's what was going around. That at that time, he was doing what we saw in the other videos, you know? And things went left real quick. So, let's see. Couple more. That's why nobody can see the footage. They have the footage. That's why they're saying it's self-defense. Is more to the story. I don't think it's 7 times because when I read it on TMZ, 7 or 9. Yeah, see, I heard 5 and then 7. But yeah, I do think, look, they were in the home. The videos that we saw is the same home, and that camera was set up in Kelsey's bedroom. So I believe that, yeah, they had cameras in the bedrooms, in the living room, in the kitchen, outside, and everything else. And that's a good point, Mia. Maybe that's what the authorities have, you know. And we shall see. We'll still talk about it as more things come out. I don't think that. Hold on. I was just trying to check and see if there was anything else that was released before we go. Let me do a quick search, guys. Give me 1 quick second. I'm gonna read a couple comments. We have about 5 minutes. Let's see. I don't think that the authorities have come out and said anything else. Now, a case of this magnitude, they're gonna have to come out and eventually say something. I feel press conference or something. And yeah, due to this relationship of Kelsie and T.Hood, lives have been affected and lives will continue to be affected, because I just don't think that this is the end. I pray that it is, But there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people, you know, that want to defend his honor. So, you know what I'm saying? I get that the Frost family has means and all of that, but everybody probably is going to have to be um, protected now. I don't think there's any other, let me just run to the mall by myself real quick. You know what I'm saying? And that's probably for all of them. It's sad. It really is that any of this had to happen. All right. Let's see. Big Baby said, have a niece. Every man that she's ever been in a relationship with has always been in DV situations. No matter how her parents told her to leave the guys, she would leave and go right back to them. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. So look, prayers going up to all that are involved in this situation. You know what I mean? It's sad. It's sad. And it is unfortunately one of several cases like this that happen every day. Happen every day. So the message is what Simone said, leave. I do think I'll touch on this real quick. I want to talk more, but I'll talk tonight if I remember. I do think that it's just sometimes a natural reaction for family members, men in the family, women, it don't matter, to want to protect their loved ones. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's crazy. Oh no. All right, let me read a couple more. Some of them I may not be able to put up on the screen. Thank you, Real Talk with Grace and Mercy. Prognosis said he was a monster. He wasn't going to stop. He didn't learn from months ago. Yeah, and with the friend of the mutual friend. Well, I don't think she was friends with Kelsie. So his friend that came out and said that he was on something new. The effects of that could have had on him, he probably was again allegedly, in my opinion, unhinged. So if he didn't learn from the alleged situation that happened a couple months ago, if he was on some type of, you know, drugs, yeah, what else is a person supposed to do but defend themselves? Let's see. I said that from jump that if he was constantly being pow-powed at, then sounded like he was a problem to me. Doesn't Georgia have a law that where you can pew pew them? You mean to stand your ground, innocent instigator? Not sure. I'll do a quick search though. Real quick. Stand your ground law, Georgia. Okay, so Georgia is a state that does honor or have that stand your ground law. Also known as the council doctrine, allows individuals to use force, including deadly force, to defend themselves or others from harm or perceived threats without a duty to retreat. This means a person can stand their ground and use necessary force to protect themselves or others from imminent danger, even if they could have retreated to safety. All right. Oh, we're going to have to talk about that tonight, Cutie Crew, because that spells out the whole case to me. That spells out the whole possible case to me. A person can stand their ground and use necessary force, even if that's deadly, even if they could have retreated. Why did I start reading this now? Because now I want to, let me make sure hold on, let me move this to a new window so I can have this for tonight. All right. So yeah, that although I do think that Kai Frost will be, everybody is affected for the rest of their lives. You know what I'm saying? Everybody. Kelsie, because she lost someone that she say that she loved. Also because her brother is involved in this, trying to defend her. his family because they love their loved one, and the Frost family. Everybody is affected by this for the rest of their lives, and that's just how it's gonna be forever. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, prayers going up to everybody. Tiffany, for sure, because both of those videos showed him coming into that bedroom. So yeah, I'm sure. Because I got cameras, but I ain't got them in my bedroom, child. So I'm sure what Tiffany said, maybe there were cameras in the bedroom for a reason. You know it's bad when you have to have cameras in your bedroom. And look, I think just on the outside looking in, and then I'm out of here. I promise you, I got to make some run some errands. On the outside looking in, especially if Kai Frost lived there, I feel like he knew once he talking about T.Hood, once he went into that bedroom and was able to close that door, that they couldn't see what he was doing. But that camera was positioned the way that it was. And did he know that it was there? Did he just not care and still did it? Kelsie did tell the mom that he snatched the cameras and all of that. So yeah, that's crazy. Okay, let's talk about it. Let me read your comment first before I put it on my screen. I saw my mom twice as a kid when I grew up, and I knew that was never going to happen to me. I don't even argue. A man is not hitting me. Good point. So she saw her mom go through this twice as a kid and knew when she grew up, she wasn't going to go through that, you know? And even if you don't see it happening, we know again it's happening across the world, period. And still have those discussions with your kids, your nieces, your goddaughters, with your sons. Still have those discussions, you know, because they may face it one day in life and they didn't have an example of this happening to another family member. Wow, nepathy, I believe, said that her ex-husband threw alcohol in her eyes, the popo came. They didn't believe her because it landed in her eyes. So you just don't know what's happening in a home. So true. Bridget J, girl, what's going on? All right, guys, a shout out again to any of the new subscribers. I hope you guys are here to stay. We have discussions like this quite often. Please help get me to 30K. I am at 27.1K subscribers as of this live. Couple more hundred. So keep sharing. I appreciate you guys. I do still want to discuss with you guys one day soon. Another sad case. Do I have the thumbnail? I do. This guy was pushed to the limit by his baby mama, and I'll get into the details of that. Maybe we'll do that live as well. He's no longer here. That's all I'm gonna say. He's no longer here. The baby mama pushed him to the end. So that just shows it could happen by women or men, and we'll discuss that soon. Yeah, we'll chat more. If you want to have a longer discussion about this, feel free to join us tonight in my members only. Become a Cutie Crew member. We are talking about this behind the wall, where everybody be able to really say how they feel, you know? Oh, thank you, Gwen. Happy Friday to you. You may have to move to Georgia, huh? For that stand your ground. Oh, child, where I stay, is it a stand your ground? I don't, let's just say I got what's needed, but I don't think I'll have to use it. But yeah, shout out to my big brother that made sure I had what was needed, told me what to get, showed me how to use it. And I'm still scared, child, but I'll pull it off if need be. Oh, thank you, Prognosis. We have a ball. Look, we have a ball. We get a little ignorant at times, but when I tell you some of the deepest discussions happen in not only my regular lives, but also the Cutie Crew membership lives. Love you, Aunt Debbie. Sorry I didn't get a chance to call you back last night. I gotta go, guys. 2 hours. 2 hours. And 4 minutes. I appreciate you guys for joining me. If you aren't subscribed, hold on. This is what happened when I go over how long I say I'm going to talk. Give me a second. Every time I keep talking, my voice start getting dry. If you aren't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. Click the notification bell. That way you'll know when I drop future videos or when I go live. Shout out again to Kia M and the Elegant Elephant for the super chats. I appreciate you guys. Share this video with your friends and loved one. Help me get to 30K. Shout out to the content creators that were in the building. I appreciate each and every one of you. Cutie crew, we having us some fun tonight, child. What shall I drink? Whatever it is, it got to be carb-free, sugar-free, because you guys know the mission that I'm on. But join me tonight, Cutie crew, at 8 p.m. Central. Be comfortable, and we're going to chat about whatever you guys want to chat about, as well as a Cutie crew update, Vegas update, all right? But I appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Shout out to each and every one of you. I am out of here, and I'll chat with you guys soon. Bye.
Chit chat with QT. Chit chat with QT.
And thank you, cutie mods. Thank you, guys. Bye.
Chit chat with QT. Chit chat with QT. Chit chat, chit chat, chit chat with QT. Chit chat with QT. Chit chat with QT. Chit chat, chit chat, chit chat with QT. Chit chat with QT. Chit chat with QT. Chit chat, chit chat, chit chat with QT. Chit chat with QT.